Welcome to a monumental occasion. 50 episodes of business and leadership stories with Sachin Bhandary and Hrishi K. Sachin Bhandary, old-time friend of mine. It all started with him doing a travel series when he was traveling through the length and breadth of South America. And we did a memorable series. I caught him with his trousers down as well as his energy up on many an occasion. And then we lost touch with each other till one fine day he arrives at my doorstep saying, I'm now a storyteller, life coach, business CEO trainer, and TheStoryCo helps companies, startups, and professionals use the power of stories to achieve their business goals with speed and ease. What can we do together? And I said, let's spin a yarn, take a story, and you tell that story, a story of business significance, and then you also tell us marketing or a communication tip that we can extract from that story. How does it feel, my friend? 50 episodes. How does it feel?
Oh, fantastic. Really, when I showed up at your doorstep that day, I didn't think that we'll end up doing something which will last 50 weeks. And by the looks of it, it looks like it'll go on for a while, right? So
keeping my fingers crossed, my brother.
Yeah,
as long as your stories keep coming my way.
Chuffed, happy. Yeah, I also put a Nehru jacket on today just because of the 50th episode. Maybe the listeners can't see this, but maybe some people who watch this on YouTube can.
Okay, I'm going to go back to a monumental occasion, another one in your life, just like this one is a monumental occasion, 50 episodes down. Back when you used to handle comms, communications for the Godrej Group, the great man Adi Godrej was going to announce the quarterly results of Godrej Consumer Products Limited, and he comes to you and says, Mr. Bhandary, are all the press calls done? So I leave you to continue that story from there, my friend.
That's true. Just to give some context to the listeners, I actually used to handle public relations for the Godrej Group at an agency. And, because I was at that point in time one of the younger members of the team, I would be sent to Mr. Adi Godrej with my phone because all the press folks, all the journalists would call my phone to get connected to Mr. Godrej, who would then give them a quick interview, 5-10 minute interview about the results of Godrej Consumer Products Limited, which would then become stories or small snippets in newspapers like Financial Express, Economic Times, so on and so forth. So, and one thing I quickly realized while working with him is somebody who really respects schedules a lot, time, punctuality, discipline. I mean, that man is an epitome of self-discipline, and also of being respectful and mindful of everyone else. But till that time, I didn't know much about him. I told him, yes, sir, all the interviews are done. And he started walking towards the elevator. So, as I think is the right thing to do, I offered to carry his briefcase. I said, sir, can I carry your briefcase? And he just pointed towards me and said with his fingers, no, I don't need to do that. Then, as I was going through the elevator, I realized that he wasn't going there. He was going towards the stairs. So he took the stairs, and then one of his staffers came running to me and told me, "You never asked Mr. Godrej to pick up his briefcase or anything like that because he hates that." He takes the stairs everywhere. So that his office used to be on the 6th floor in Godrej Bhavan in Fort Mumbai. 6 floors to the top and 6 floors back to the ground. That's what he used to do day in, day out at that point in time. So I realized that this man was not just all about self-discipline. He was also about a lot of respect, empathy. He would treat, and I remember this, he would treat even whether it was the prime minister of the country or an office boy in any office, his tone and the manner he spoke would always be the same. I mean, something that I am very, very lucky that I was exposed to early on in my career. Of course, these lessons now, when I'm much older, I realize how important they are. Maybe in the day I was sort of dismissing them, not learning enough from them. But now as I ruminate on all these memories and experiences, it's a treasure trove. Learned so much from him in the early days.
Well, that's how great men are. Even their shadows, their reflection is something that you can learn from. Can you put your finger on it? What really one can learn in a larger spectrum?
So there are so many things that you can learn from someone like Adi Godrej. He is a fantastic communicator, and in the spirit of the work that I do, I think I'm going to pick up a communication lesson from Adi Godrej. So one thing that always struck me that every 3 months when he used to speak to journalists, Adi Godrej had the ability to stick to similar messages. So he would make up his mind about certain things that he wanted to convey about the group, about Godrej Consumer Products Limited, and he would keep repeating those messages to different journalists. So there have been instances that I was managing interviews. He spoke to 12 different journalists, but he stuck to the same message to all the journalists. A lot of time, what happens, people who are in business or leaders and all of that always feel this need to come up with something new, something more interesting, something different all the time. But he knew that it's the message that he delivers to the journalists is what is going to get printed in the newspaper or what is going to appear in the news channel. And he would ensure that he sticks to that because the audiences of all these newspapers and channels were different. So he had to maintain consistency and narrate the same kind of story about Godrej Consumer Products Limited everywhere. So power of repetition is something I think I have learned from Adi Godrej.
And obviously, the staircase climbing ensures there's not an ounce of fat. Even now at 80 plus, he's so fit. I meet him annually at the media meet, where prominent editors of various publications and media houses are called. And we have a bit of a dinner at Godrej 1. Tanya himself, myself, Nisaba, as well as Piro Shah, the family. And yeah, he's fit and fine and really sets goals for us that we need to definitely accomplish. Sachin, if people were to get in touch with you for you to tell stories and thereby educate, counsel and coach their leaders, their management, how can they do that?
Very simple, Hrishi. People can look for me on LinkedIn. It's Sachin Bhandary. So Sachin is easy. Bhandary is Bhandary. And on my LinkedIn profile, there's a link which says get in touch or stay in touch. So if you click that, you can either subscribe to my newsletter or you can book my time if you have a specific program in mind and you want me to come in and help your organization or even your leaders win with stories.
Lovely. Till next time, my friend, enjoy the 50th episode.
Yes, thanks a lot, Hrishi. Thanks for making this happen.
94.3 Radio 1.